I know this is gonna be a 6-minute video, but it gets into a lot of different really heavy topics. So this is your trigger warning that it does contain sex and abuse, but please watch it because I don't see people talking about this, and if I have to be the one, I will make this my life duty. I come to you today dressed as JeGaysus because I want to say this with my full chest, my full character. Omegle dying and being taken off the internet is a bad thing. And I've been talking about it over on threads. You can pause to read, but literally just go over there because there's like 6, 18, 25 more. I called this out when I was talking about it earlier, saying that threads is the new Twitter and needs to implement nudity. Specifically, I called out the fact that we're living in hyper-Puritanian times. On YouTube, you can't say certain things in the keywords. For example, I get demonetized if I say LGBTQ in a hashtag, but if you say LGBT, it's fine. Or if you curse in the first 5 seconds of a video, or at all for the heavy curse words in a short, you will be demonetized. Here on TikTok, you might think it's more liberal, because I could say fuck if I want to. It still, though, puts you in a rating category, and the amount of times you say it means that you'll go to less and less people, and it's only going to be directed at adult audiences. But here, you can't say gay, because if you type it in a comment, you are likely to get a ban. Then we have Meta, which for some reason thinks that they're like the godmother of the internet, thinking that they're so old and prudish that you can't show this, you can't show that. They got a little bit more lax on Instagram, but with threads, they closed it down even harder and are implementing block moderation, which means you can't search for the word sex. You can't search for the word drugs. There's a couple of them. I've been calling out Meta, saying that they need to allow for nudity, especially if X/Twitter is going to die. It's not just for the reason that a lot of people depend on that for promotion of their other sites, for their income, which means a lot of people will be out of a living if for some reason Twitter were to disappear, or, I don't know, users stop using it because it's a freaking hellscape. But to have an actual Twitter competitor, Threads needs to allow not safe for work content and remove their block moderation. For example, I said you can't search for sex. You know how many words include the word sex? Homosexual, sexy, sexual protection, STI testing, STIs. Blocking the whole group of words is not a good strategy for content moderation. And I saw the writing on the wall 2 years ago, and it keeps on getting worse. The ban on saying gay on TikTok has only been around for about like 6 months. It never used to be a problem. And they went after Tumblr back in the day. That was a bad sign, and now they're gone with Omegle. Am I saying that Omegle is a great place? No. No. The issue is, with so many places locked down, people were going to Omegle. Since it was an unmoderated site, there was a lot of CP and trafficking. And that's my argument. When you force people to go underground and go to sites that are unmoderated, it is worse for everyone. It is dangerous. We need a space with an app such as Threads that has money to be able to filter for protection and allow people to opt out or choose what they see. You can build that into a system. It's 2023 and it's not like Meta doesn't have the frickin' money. So some people are rejoicing, yay, Omegle's dead. That place was just a total cesspit. And like, yeah, I agree, it was a cesspit, but it was a necessary cesspit because even that was still being able to have tracking from the FBI. Or if you scroll through these lives, you'll see there's a lot of people who made it their entire full-time job to chat with people and try to expose predation online. It's a sad day for the internet. It's not a good thing. It's censorship with the guise of being for protection. And it's going to only get worse. Soon, every thought we have and everything we say, you post it up on the internet, it's going to be accounted for, put it in a little box, only shown to a community that resonates in your echo chamber. And more importantly, they're just going to start filtering for what they don't want to hear. Look at my page. Look at my numbers. They already do. I call on the internet to stop. We don't have Craigslist anymore. We don't have back pages anymore. We don't have Omegle. How many sites are you going to take down? And then to Meta, I say, you have filters already. Implement them. Build a better way. Become the Twitter you want to be. Because if Twitter collapses, they even have filters. I don't get nudity on my page. I'd have to go search for it, turn off content moderation, then allow the photo. There's a lot going on. They could build that, but 800 times better. So I'm calling on Meta to do exactly that, because when you force people underground, they're going to be going to the dark web and to unmonitored places where that abuse will be worse. Mark my words. It's the iron law of prohibition. We've seen it time and time again. For example, if you made alcohol illegal through prohibition, it got more dangerous, homemade, and people were making it more and more concentrated to make sure that it was easier to transport. What does that happen with now? Fentanyl. Soon, It'll be anything that's nudity related. In the 70s, people were all about bulges. There was nudity allowed in movies, willy-nilly. Now, it's very, very prudish in every industry. Nudity's not going away. Sexual activity is not going away. Trying to block it as if you have some kind of control is going to hurt children and victims the most. Do better, internet. And everyone else, I invite you to have this conversation more openly, because not enough people are talking about it because they don't want to seem like they're on the bad side. You can be against abuse and be pro freedom of the internet.